Planners, art journals, art projects, organized planner chic.
Well, hello and welcome to Organized Planner Chic. I'm Lucinda, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do so and select the bell for notifications. Well, as always, before I go any further, I want to be sure and thank all my patrons who support me on Patreon and make it possible to create videos like this. Well, thank you guys so much, my awesome patrons. And if you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, just go to patreon.com/organizedplannerchic. All right, you guys, I have some tips and tricks for the bullet journal for you today. Especially if you've read Ryder Carroll's book, The Bullet Journal Method, you know that there's lots of different things that you can put in there. It's not just about getting things done in terms of tasks, but also about living intentionally and doing things that provide meaning. And so there's a lot of different things that you jot down and that you take note of, and I'm going to show you how to kind of keep track of everything in a really quick to flip through way. All right, and to when you're drawing lines and stuff like that too. All right, so let's get to it. Okay, the first tab is nothing new, but I am going to put a bit of a twist on it. And so this first tip is tabs. All right, so you guys know that you can easily divide up and get straight to at least, the very least, any month that you've completed or are working on in your bullet journal. One of the things that I did for me is made sure that they were big enough, tall enough, that I could easily see what month that I'm flipping to. At previous years I've done really short ones, but this way it's so much easier to go straight to it. But there's something else that you can do with tabs. Of course you can tab anything that you want, but I want to show you based on your index. So let's go to my index and I'll show you what I mean. All right. So let's go to this part of my index here, and I have my first front section of things in here are things that I look at the beginning of every month, and then I may need to reflect on some of that when I set up a new month. So I just put right here a little tab that says new month collections. Now you'll see what I mean by how important that is whenever I go to this current month. Now, also, you can use the tabs for certain collections that you know that you need to go to frequently that are spread out throughout the book. So let's go to a set that I have right here. My work routines. So I have specific routines that I need to try to follow that are daily, meaning I don't do the same thing every single day, but I do certain things on Mondays, certain things on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, etc. YouTube topics, certain ones for Fridays and certain categories for Wednesdays, and certain things I need to do different dates throughout the month. And so instead of flipping to this part of my index to find out what page that's on, and then flipping, and you know you can't just go straight to page 162. So instead of having to do all this to get to page 162, then I have a marker right here, a tab right here for my daily. It says daily work schedule, which is all right here. And then here is my YouTube topic schedule. And so I have a tab right there. And so then when I am in the new month, oh, and actually I also have one right here that's my monthly schedule. So back here I had, and it is important still to have this index so you know what all kinds of things are in here that you might want to put a tab on for referencing later. And it tells you what page you originally put it on. So instead of going here, finding the page, flipping through all this to go to all of that, then all I have to do is when I want to set up a tab, look at what I have here, then go and put a tab wherever it is, gosh, I can't talk, wherever it is here in the book. And then when I'm in my future month, which is August this time, then I can just go straight to this tab. My new monthly is in the very front. My YouTube monthly and topics and schedule are right here. So let me show you how we would use that. And that brings me to some of my other tips. So now we are getting ready to go into August. Today is July 31st. I'm going to be completing an end of month July review or reflection. Here's my August cover page. And then here is my August calendar and tasks. Now, of course, mine looks differently than Writer Carol's in the Bullet Journal Method book, but it has the same principles. So on this side, he has the month, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way down to 31, where he writes down things as they happen. And then on this side, he has the month and tasks, and then you would just write down all your tasks. So if you like a calendar set up like this, you can do what I'm getting ready to tell you. If you like it where you write the number down on the left column and the day of the week like Writer, you can do this that way as well. So we've talked about the tabs that we already have. And instead of me writing out here on the calendar all of the things that I need to do according to those routines on the tabs, instead of even going back and writing down which ones I did and which ones actually happened like he did, then what I've done is I've created this legend. So at the beginning of a new month, all I need to do is flip through these tabs. I know exactly what they are. The one for the new monthly are things that I do at the beginning of every month, and I'll show you that in a moment. I don't need to flip through any other pages to do those. But the YouTube and the work monthly and the work daily schedules, every month I will need to go to those. So let me show you what I mean. So instead of on the daily, instead of going here and looking, okay, today's Monday, let me look and see what all I'm supposed to do on Mondays, and then going on my daily and writing down what I'm doing today, and then on Tuesday flipping to see what I'm supposed to do on my Tuesdays, then what I've done is just at the beginning of the month I looked at that schedule and I created this legend. And so here I've used a different color box. Now it's faster to just do a different color circle, or if you don't want to use color and you prefer to do some type of design or a shape like a triangle and just draw that, or a circle for one thing, or a rectangle for something else, whatever you want to do. It doesn't have to be color, but you would have some type of legend. It could be a design. And then that way everything that's on that schedule is here in a color, and then I just color that box or circle or shape or design, whatever you want, and put that in the day that it applies to. And that way I can just look at this one calendar and know everything that I need to do on any given day. Now I do look at my future log. So let's go back to my future log, and if we wanted to look at where it is here on the index, it's right here, pages 6 through 12. So we're going to look at pages 6 through 12. Actually, we're not. We're going to look at look at the page for August. Okay, so then I'm definitely looked at this August, and then put all of those things that are appointments and birthdays and holidays, and I wrote those in. And I also put a dot by each one so that as I do whatever is associated with that, the appointment or the birthday or holiday, whatever, then I will put the X on it just like I would any task. So I put those on first, and then I put all of the boxes according to my legend. And I put a dot inside of each one so that as I complete those things, then I can still put an X on there, or if I needed to forward something, which those are routines, I won't be forwarding those, but if there was something, maybe it was an appointment, for example. If I had an appointment on here, like if I had to reschedule my doctor appointment, then I could just put the little arrow and then put it excuse me, if it's the next day or the next week, and do it the other direction if it's in a future month. Okay, so now again, instead of having to flip through all of that after August, after the first or before August, when I'm setting it up at the end of July, after I've set up everything for all of my routines, daily, monthly, and my YouTube filming schedule, then I don't have to look at those tabs again until the next month. I don't need to flip through any other pages for any of those except for the current month that I am focusing on. Okay, now here I'm going to show you this little ruler in just a moment. So on the right side here where he does his tasks, my brain doesn't work that way where I can just have a bunch of different tasks that are related to a bunch of different things and put them all on this one page like he did. So what I have been doing for a long time now is I just divide those, and I'm taking this tape off, so forgive that delay. I'll explain that in a moment. So I just divide those into personal, business, Etsy, YouTube, and Patreon. Now, since I have, let me get a little centered here for you guys, a little better. Now, since I have already put all of the recurring things, the things that are designated for a specific day here, color coded. And this, by the way, is kind of similar to a Calendex. If you're familiar with that, there are several videos out there about a Calendex, but it doesn't use color. It uses these different numbers. It just doesn't work for me, for my brain. So if you come up with something that's different but similar to this or the Calendex that works for you, then go ahead, do whatever works for you to keep up with things. And if you don't like to flip, that keeps you from flipping so much. So since those things that are recurring, there's on set days, are already here, then I don't need to write all of those out again here. So I'll show you. Let's go back to my July, and I'm going to use my tab. So in July, I had things like post shop updates. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, $2 Tuesdays, week 1, week 2. You know, I don't need to do that every time anymore because they're already on my calendar. So those just get X'd off as they get done. But things that are in general that I need to do for my business in the different categories that just have to be done or need to be done, but not on a specific date, or maybe they are in a certain category. Like these, my YouTube videos are filmed on Tuesdays and Thursdays, published on Wednesdays and Fridays. Those activities are here, but what is that video going to be about is listed here. And then other things in addition to that, like I need to update my channel trailer. I try to do that every month now, update my channel tags and update my playlist. So that is something that I decided that I wanted to do this month that wasn't necessarily a scheduled thing. Yeah, and so that's how that works. Now I also have this ruler, which is an idea that I borrowed the idea, but I modified it from another YouTuber, and I can't think of her name right now, so I'm going to put it across the screen for you. So be sure and check her out. She's really awesome. She is a bullet journaler as well. So we flipped, there's my gratitude log, and now we're getting into the dailies, but it doesn't matter. This ruler actually let me flip back. She came up with this idea of making a ruler by cutting out a piece of paper. I think she went into one of the sections that are bound in the center that are easy to take out. She pulled that out and then cut, you know, about the width of a ruler, and then just mark the lines for where the dots are, so that when you're drawing lines for like making your calendar or making any kind of boxes, or when you're drawing your line for making any kind of boxes, any kind of thing that you have to count the number of squares between the dots, then this will work for you. And it is awesome because it is using the same paper with the dots on there. Now I don't think you can see the dots here because I marked them with the lines, but this is where you would line up. So see, I don't know if you can tell on the screen, but you can line up these lines exactly with the boxes on the page. And you want to do one for each bullet journal you have that you're using, because they're not all exactly the same. Like my Fox planner, gosh, I can't think of the word now. It has really a lot smaller distances between the dots, and so I would need to make a separate one for that one. So what I did differently is I put at the top which type of bullet journal this is. So this is Artist Loft, and this is the top view and bottom. And then I just colored in the middle just because I like color, and I laminated mine. Now she said she didn't want to laminate hers because she felt like, you know, it messed up the view, but because it's laminated, it's clear. I can see right through there and see the boxes or the dots. And then on the other side, so this is a vertical, so this would be when I'm doing vertical lines, I can see, or it actually could be this way. So it doesn't matter. Actually, she used the same way for both. I did it differently on the other side. So I thought, like, if you're counting down, and I've got stuff all on this page, so let's go to a blank page. So if you're counting down, and then you can line this up with the dots and count down. So there's 35 boxes on here, which it is. I counted before I cut these out. And let's say you want to go 5 down, then you know exactly where you need to put your line. But if you're doing something horizontally, let's say you're doing across, and you want to do, I'm going to line that up, you want to do 15 across, make sure we're starting with the right line, then you can know where to mark yours going across. Yeah, so I just did a vertical one, and then I did a, oh, that's what I meant to do, sorry. So for this one, I would line this up that way, and I can't see while I'm filming this very well. And so you would just line this up that way and see where you want it to go across. So you don't have to do both ways. I just thought it'd be fun to do an across way, artist loft left and right, and then a vertical way. But like a regular ruler, it might be easier for you to just do it one way. All right, so, and then it can be really flimsy if you're using the 3mm laminator, or you can use regular just tape, clear tape. But I did it twice with 3mm lamination sheet, and so I made it 6mm. I used to have some 5mm, but I don't right now, just to make it stronger so it wouldn't be so flimsy. So it's nice and strong to me. And if you want to hold it on a particular page, which is what I want to do, is I just washi tape it. You can use a paper clip or a binder clip as well. So that's what that is. So I'm going to put it on another page when we get finished. And then, actually, I might not put mine until another week. Anyway, or you can stick it into a pocket. Okay, so there's the gratitude log. Then if you're like me and you want to be able to do more than just some boxes and set up a weekly page, now that's what I do now, thanks to reading the book. I let my day be the way it is, but I also used to do this. I used to put down time blocks in military time. I think I stopped doing it a couple years or so ago, and I really don't know why I stopped. I probably saw something that was cute and thought I'd do that, but I'm telling you, this actually really worked for me, and I wish I had never stopped doing it. And so this, I just block it off starting at 7 a.m., which is the time I usually get up. And I don't usually go to 2400, I usually go to 2300, which is the time I usually try to go to bed, but sometimes I have a project and I'm not going to bed. And so then I can schedule, I can put down what I need to do and also take notes for things. So, you know, I know some days might be short days if you're just doing regular rapid logging without this clock here, and then you may only use half a page. But if I'm scheduling my whole day, I'm going to use all of this time, and so I still put in my dots. Let me find a day and I can show you what I mean. And I did some doodling here, so see, I still put in things that I took care of. I still got notes. I actually got some doodling in here, done in here, and still rapid logged, still crossed stuff off, still forwarded stuff. But I was able to make sure I got things done in the time frame that I have, because I can get lost in creativity working on something and the time flies by and I got 4 things I still need to get done, and now it's getting late and I haven't done them. Now I am very productive, but what I may try to do is, if that's really important to me, then I may stay up late to get it done, and then I'm really tired the next day, and then I may still get things done the next day, but it's not maybe not my best, and maybe I'm really fatigued, which affects how I do everything. So this will help me, like it used to, so much better. I'm still keeping track of my day. I'm still logging, rapid logging, being insightful, doing my morning and evening meditation, but not losing track of my day. And then at the beginning, I'm putting the weather, and then I just set it up. I'll show you here in a moment what the forecast is for the day. And this might be too little for you to see, but I have rise and shine, high and low. So I can put my time of day that I woke up, what time I went to bed, and the high and low temperatures, my weight when I got up in the morning, and the number of pages I've read for the day, just because I want to keep up with that. And so if you know that you're going to not want to use more than one day, just for your daily, because you know you can use any page for anything, and you can start a collection on any page. But if you know your daily, you want it to be set to allow you to maximize your time, or to use your time more efficiently, then just you can set up more than one day. I wouldn't recommend setting up more than 1 week, and so I just did the 1st through Saturday, the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of August. But I want to show you another tip, which is right here. So these are the things that I want to accomplish in this first week, even though it's just not even half a week for the first part of August, but I wanted to show you. And this is why. So we're going to go back to the task. So we've got all these things that we know have to be done on these days, whether it's a daily, monthly, or project schedule, or an appointment, an event, or a birthday, holiday thing. We know that, but these things on here need to get done, but not on any specific date necessarily, except for those. And so, but we know we want to get them done, and we don't want to have to worry about trying to get them all caught up the last week of the month. And so what I've done is tape this in at the end of my daily section. So I did a page for each day, the 1st through the 3rd, but you would do it for the whole week. And then you tape here at the end what you want to accomplish this week that's not on here. It's not on this calendar part. And that way you can progressively each week know that you're getting efficient enough things done without having to evaluate this section every day of what you should try to do today. Okay, and then you just, okay, today's the 1st. I will need to get one of these things done this week. I got 3 days, so I didn't put very many things on here. Which ones do I want to do today? So there's, 4. I can get 2 one day and 1 on each of the other days and get those things done. All right, and that is it for today, you guys. Well, I hope, and you can bend this way, or you can bend it that way, the way that I taped it in. All right, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. All of my subscribers get an additional discount from my Organized Planner Chic Etsy shop, and that discount is in the description below. Also, in my shop, I make vegan traveler's notebooks and accessories, and I make those accessories for any TN. It doesn't have to be vegan at all. And then I also make bullet journal title page printables and prints that I can mail to you, and I also make printable stickers. And then also check out my Instagram. It's at Organized Planner Chic, and there I post colorful pictures of all my creative ventures and adventures. Also check out my Facebook group called Organized Planner Chic Crew, where we do frequent giveaways and birthday exchanges and gift exchanges. I also have a business page called The Organized Planner Chic, but there my group is Organized Planner Chic Crew. And also, if you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, just go to patreon.com/organizedplannerchic. And until next time, happy planning!